Welcome to another episode of Dad Up, everyone. Thank you guys very much for joining me. This is another episode of Parenting Pep Talk, where it's just you and me talking about different topics that parents, different things that parents deal with almost on a daily basis when it comes to their kids. And one of the things that I want to dive into today is the concept of positive discipline, positive disciplining, and how it can not only benefit us as parents, but also our children. As parents, we want to obviously strive to raise confident, compassionate, and well-behaved kids. That's what we want. But sometimes traditional discipline methods can leave us feeling, frustrated, disconnected, unsure if we're really helping the child or not, helping them to grow or not, and thinking that we're failing, right? I know that, for my boys, sometimes it was a struggle to get them to go into the little timeout section, especially Blake, my older one. He was defiant. He would sit there for a minute, and as soon as we turned our back, he would just sneak over just a little inch, and maybe he would move his chair too, just to kind of play with us a little bit. But positive disciplining isn't just about punishment or, for that matter, control. Our goal is not to control our kids. It's a mindset. It's a shift into we have to. It is it's a mindset, a shift in our approach to discipline. We have to focus on teaching rather than punishing, right? We want to be able to teach them what we expect them to learn from what the actual consequence is, what that we want them to learn going forward. So positive discipline really aims to empower children by fostering self-discipline, also empowering them to learn problem-solving skills and building healthy relationships. So how does positive disciplining work? Well, basically it starts with setting clear expectations, right? We have to set clear expectations for our kids. And when we communicate our expectations to our children in a respectful and age-appropriate manner, we empower them to understand what is expected of them. And that is huge. Communication with our children is huge. And how we communicate is also huge, in that the way that we communicate, the way that we come across as parents can really define how that conversation is going to go with our kids. So when we set clear expectations, let me say this, when we set clear expectations, we help our kids create a sense of structure and provide a foundation for positive behavior. I mean, that's plain and simple. Another crucial aspect of positive discipline is using consistent consequences. Now, we know we've heard it before several times that you have to be consistent with the consequences. You have to be consistent, because the second you aren't, they're going to feed into that, and they're going to be able to manipulate you or the other parent. And lo and behold, they're not getting a consequence for what they should have gotten a consequence for, or what they were getting a consequence for in the past. And you, as if there's a husband and a wife in the household, both of you need to be on the same page. I know that we all know this, but I'm just reiterating it. Both of you need to be on the same page when it comes to what are the expected consequences for our child's actions. So instead of resorting to punishment, we want to focus on natural and logistical or logical consequences that are directly related to the behavior. We want to allow our children to experience the consequence. We want to allow our children to experience the consequences of their action, but we want to give them the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and develop a sense of responsibility. Let me repeat that. We want to allow our children to experience the consequences of their action, but we also want to give them the opportunity to learn from it, to learn from those mistakes and develop a sense of responsibility. And obviously, this is all age appropriate as well. Effective communication is also a key component of positive discipline. So it's about listening to our children, right? It's about validating their feelings. I know I've talked about it a lot on this show before, about validating their feelings, and engaging in open and honest communication or conversations. We should be having open and honest conversations with our kids on a daily basis. And that is important when it comes to, especially when we're dealing with positive discipline, right? By emphasizing with their emotions and perspectives, we create a safe space for them to express themselves and find solutions together. So positive disciplining is not just about being permissive or lenient. It's about finding a balance between setting boundaries and allowing our children to grow and learn from their experiences. It requires patience, parents, It requires patience. It requires consistency, as I talked about before, and a focus on long-term growth rather than the quick fixes. So keep that in mind. As parents, we all want what's best for our children. Positive discipline offers an opportunity to build strong connection with our children, foster their emotional intelligence, and equip them with essential life skills. It's a journey of personal growth for both parents and children. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, embracing positive discipline can truly transform your parenting journey. And if you are not yet subscribed to my show, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the parenting pep talks that I do every other week. And then obviously every other week I have a guest on the show as well. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss any of my episodes. And if you want to reach out and ask me a question, maybe when it comes to positive disciplining, please feel free to reach out to me. Wow, another amazing episode in the books. So much was shared, and I'm truly grateful my guest was able to pour into you to help you elevate your dad game and really dad up. Make sure you bang that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode. And while you're here, please don't forget to leave me a rating and a review. I always appreciate the feedback. And one last thing, don't forget, your role as a dad is one of the most important roles you have. So if you need a little help or have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me on my website at daduptribe.com or at my Instagram page at Dad Up Podcast. Until next time, everyone, Dad Up.